the Bangui Sporting Club, they won their game against the City Oilers 91-76. Let's just talk about this. So this is the second time the Bangui Sporting Club and City Oilers are meeting, and for the second straight time, you're seeing Bangui, they're not letting down, and they won this game convincingly. And it was just similar to the game that they played in the first go round that they played. And without further ado, let's just get into it. So the key matchups that I was looking at in this game was Kalman Walwach from the City Oilers versus Thierry Darland. And Thierry Darland, he didn't have that of a good game that much, but you could see he did some facilitation with his 7 assists. He dished the rock pretty well, and he led the Bangui Sporting Club in assists. But the guys that showed up for the Bangui Sporting Club, we had Omega, he had 22 points. Kat Curry, he had 21 points. Then Ronnie Fuller, he had 20. So you could see we had multiple players coming from Bangui that were scoring 20 points or more, which was something that was actually quite rare in games. Then when you look at the City Oilers side, you can see there are a couple of players scoring 10 points or more. Only one player scored 20 points or more, Patrick Ronald. He's the guy who led the City Oilers in scoring. But looking at the way the City Oilers played, they didn't have their best games shooting-wise. They were the most inefficient. They only shot 35% from the field, which was actually quite concerning. You can't shoot 35% from the field and expect to win that ball game, or expect to be able to cut the deficit. So they're not able to do that on that front, and it was really something that set them back, and it put them back, and it pulled them back from winning or even trying to cut the deficit and get back in the game. And shooting from the 3-ball, they really struggled at that. I know shooting from the 2-point field goals in the mid-range area, they were able to shoot at a 48% clip, but when it came to the 3-pointers, they really struggled shooting an abysmal 22% from downtown. And considering the fact that the Bangui Sporting Club, they were capitalizing on every single shot that they took from downtown, and they shot 43%. And on 2-point field goals, they shot 51, running up their total field goal to 48%. So you could see there was efficiency in the Bangui Sporting Club. And also, just to add on, Evans Ganapama was ruled out for the rest of the Nile Conference with an injury. Pretty sure it was his ankle, and he sat out even the previous game. And I must say, the Bangui Sporting Club are still moving on well even without him, and hopefully he is able to come back for the playoffs, because it looks like the Bangui Sporting Club, they are looking towards getting that playoff spot, and it's going to come either in the number 3 or number 2 or number 3, depending on how Alali Benghazi fare. But anyway, in a later video I'll talk about the Alali versus Alali Benghazi game, and stay tuned to that. But looking at how these two teams matched up, it was clear, it was obvious that Bangui, they were the best team. I know Kalman Malwachi was just doing some spectacular things. He had that huge, massive block that he blocked Thierry Darland, which was actually quite vicious. When I saw it, it was like volleyball at some point. But overall, Bangui just had the City Oilers number. And even when it came to the assist and steals department, Bangui just made sure to take care of that. They led with assists in 18 assists, and they had 9 total steals. And Kaman Malwach was actually one of those players that really showed up defensively, and he was a key contributor, especially when it came to rebounds. He totaled 13 boards. It was the highest. He recorded a game high 13 rebounds in there, and his contribution and his presence makes people who are trying to drive, even players offensively trying to drive and get to the rim, think twice of what they're doing, because every single time when he's there, he has the long wingspan, and he can be able to just take apart any single shot that is being taken in there. And the Bangui Sporting Club right now, they're just doing good, and right now everything is just working in their favor, and hopefully they are able to go ahead and at least win the remaining games that they're going to have. And looking at what Bangui are doing right now, they're just trying to set themselves up for that position. As right now, they have a 3-2 record. The only games that they've lost is between Alali and Alali Benghazi team. They've won a game against the City Oilers twice. They won a game in the first time, and this time it's twice. And they won against the Alali Benghazi team. And the only team that they have not been able to grab a win from is the Alali, the defending champions. And it looks highly likely that they can be able to do that. And if they're able to win that game, they can lock themselves up at either the number 2 or number 3 spot, depending on the performance that you're going to see tomorrow. And with that, you can see Bangui, they're just gearing up for that playoff spot. And they just had a good game. And this was something that was needed. If they didn't have a good game today, and if they looked different, and if they didn't look like they were dominant against the City Oilers, the City Oilers would have just crept in and just taken away that win. And it would have tipped the scales. I know they are going to be able to finish in a playoff lock, either at the number 2 or number 3 spot, but every single game counts right now. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think about this whole thing. And I'm out. Peace.